The internet has made promoting your music so much easier than it ever was before. And there are literally so many places that you can promote your music nowadays that the possibilities are endless. But today, we're going to talk about 10 different places that you can promote your music online today.
You know that we coming liars. I'ma keep praying to God, tell those little niggas stop it. Tell my mama that I got this. You know that we coming liar.
What's going on? It's Pimp Fried Rice, and welcome to the Music into Millions podcast, where we show independent rappers the tools and resources needed to be successful without needing to wait on a record label. Thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, today we're going to be talking about 10 places where you can promote your music online starting today. And now we'll start off with the most obvious one is number one, social media. And now social media is not even just limited to like the big four, which is I would say like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I would even go as far as saying like Snapchat and LinkedIn and literally any other social media platform that you can think of. You should be putting your music out there. I mean, you can promote the pictures of you making the music on Instagram. You can put out like long form written text about why you make the songs on Facebook. You can do like one-liners and quotes from your songs on Twitter. There are so many different ways that you can promote yourself via social media, and there's so many different platforms for you to promote yourself on with social media. Now the cool part with social media is you can pick one or all of the platforms if you want that fit best with your personality, best with your brand, and best with the style that you promote yourself in. So like I said, if you're very like video oriented, you might be good on TikTok or on Instagram. Or if you like to write stuff out or you're very text-based, you could be on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter. There's really a lane for everybody anywhere. You could be a photo-oriented person. You could be the type of person who just wants to remain anonymous. You could do all these types of things through the different social media platforms, but you need to be promoting yourself via them today, right now, and figure out which ones work best for you and just double down on those. The second place that you can promote your music is Reddit. And now I'm actually fairly new to Reddit myself, but Reddit has a awesome music culture. Like you can find beats on Reddit, you can find other rappers on Reddit, you can find producers, DJs. There's literally whole Reddits to giving music feedback and critiques. There's whole Reddits to just people promoting their music and sharing it with each other. There's whole Reddits dedicated to teaching each other how to promote their music and share their music and market their music. But Reddit is awesome for being involved in the music community. And if you're not there, I highly recommend that you head over to Reddit and check it out. You should be posting your music on the sites that let you. You should be reaching out to these people, connecting with them, and networking, because Reddit is a great way to meet new people and just find things that you didn't even expect to find. Like I found so many things through Reddit that like I didn't know they sold drum kits or have free drum kits that I now use in a lot of my beats, and just a whole bunch of other things that you can find and connect with on Reddit. So I know that's like technically a social media, but I don't consider it social media. I kind of consider it like right outside of that sphere. So that's why I'm kind of considering it its own entity. But be sure to get on Reddit because it's a great place to promote your music because they have an awesome music community. The third way to promote your music is through email lists. And now I did a video last week on email lists and why every single rapper needs one. So if you haven't checked that one out, be sure to check it out. I'll leave the link in the description. That way you can check it out. But that is so true and so important because an email list is a way to connect with fans no matter what happens. Like once you have their email, that is yours to keep and yours to essentially reach out to them whenever you want to with whatever information that you want to give them, whether it be behind the scenes sneak peek at your stuff, exclusive deals and discounts, or just conversations that you want to start with your fans. Email lists are a great way to do that. The fifth way to promote your music online is through blogs and music blogs. And that would be like Hip Hop DX, Up Rocks, Hot New Hip Hop, World Star, all these different places that promote music, whether it be, big name artists or local artists. Sometimes you can get on there for free if you have a good enough like press write-up or an electronic press kit that you send in to them. Or sometimes you could pay for promotion, but that's not always a bad thing to do either, because you're basically getting in front of an audience likes hip hop, likes these types of things, and are interested in the type of music that you put out. So that is a great place to get your music heard and to be discovered by new artists and fans. And the cool part is with blogs it's not necessarily them just slapping up your music video or, you know, the link to your song. They're going to do a write-up about you. So they're going to tell people where you grew up, or what type of background you had, or what type of personality you have, or what type of interests you have, or what type of music you make. They're going to dive deeper into you, which is awesome because then you can actually break down that content to use on other platforms. Like if they did a video interview with you, you can now share that to your Instagram, to your Facebook, to your email list even if you wanted to. The possibilities are endless. But by getting on blogs, you're now getting in front of people who read, you're getting in front of people who are constantly looking for new artists or new music or just new information. So blogs are an awesome way to be discovered and to promote your music. The next way to promote your music is through online radio stations, and that would be like Pandora and other stations like that basically are just, you submit your music to, and then it's not like streaming platforms where people can pick whatever song they're listening to. They kind of have their own, it's like a regular radio station. The DJ's playing whatever songs they want to, there's commercial breaks, and you can promote your music either through having your music actually played on these radio stations, like whether it be, you know, dropping your new single, or them promoting you like, oh hey, this guy got a song coming out on, you know, Friday, make sure you guys check it out. Or you could also pay for ads on these radio stations. And that also applies to the blog sites I was talking about as well. How they have the banner ads on the side. You could have a link back to your latest music video, your latest song, your latest tour, anything like that, that now fans can go back to your website and discover you, discover your music or your social media, whatever you're trying to link them back to. Online radio stations are another great way to get your music heard, just because that's usually a way for people to discover new music, because if your music falls into like the same style of another artist, 9 times out of 10 those people are going to like your music. Another great way to promote your music is YouTube. I mean, you guys see me on here right now if you're watching on YouTube, and if you are, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That way you get to see more videos like this, because hopefully these videos are helpful for you guys, because these videos help me even just making them. But YouTube is a great way to connect with fans, to make great content, to promote your music, and you can do so much more than just sharing your music video on YouTube or sharing your performance from your last concert on YouTube. You can do daily vlogs, you can do cooking shows if that's what you're good at, you could do music reviews if you wanted to and just review local music or other artists that you work with. I've even, on one of my older YouTube channels, I've done like album reviews before. You can literally do anything that you want as long as it coincides with your personality and your music, and ultimately just ties people back to checking out your music, because that's the ultimate goal with whatever that we're doing. But YouTube is a great way because it can literally be about anything. It could be about basketball or skateboarding, Nerf guns, all the uses for potatoes, like anything. So YouTube, and if you're a video oriented person, like I wouldn't say I'm good at being on video, but I love watching video and I low-key like making the videos. So that YouTube was a perfect fit for me and for my brand and personality. It may be the same for you. You don't know until you try, and it always is a great extension of your music beyond just the making the music itself. The next great place that you can promote your music online is SoundCloud. And I mean, everybody pretty much starts on SoundCloud when they start putting out their music. They normally just share it on there, and then they hope for the best. But you can actually boost your posts on SoundCloud, meaning like if you want that song to be pushed out to more people, they do that. Also, a great way to just promote your music is by getting involved in the community on SoundCloud. SoundCloud has such a strong music community that you can hop in other people's comments on songs that they put out. You can respond to comments that they've, you know, posted on your song. But SoundCloud is definitely somewhere you need to be putting your music on, and somewhere that you need to be promoting your music. And SoundCloud is great because it's free, and who doesn't love a free way to promote their music? I know I do. The next way to promote your music is through streaming platforms. And now this one pretty much is common sense. We all want to get our music on like iTunes, Amazon Music, Tidal, Deezer, Spotify, all these playlists, all these different places where people are checking out music. Those are great ways to promote your music online. And whenever you're on these streaming platforms, you're able to be put on these people's playlists, which then is a new way for people to discover your music, for people to check you out, and to get familiar with you. It's super important to get your music from just being on SoundCloud. Like I said, I feel like SoundCloud is where people start a lot of the times because it's free, it's easy to get onto, it's easy to start. but you need to eventually transition to being on streaming platforms. That way, not only are you more accessible, you're in more places, but you can actually start to generate some money and some revenue from your music. Every time people are listening and streaming, you get a little bit of kickback, which then starts to turn you from being a hobby rapper and a hobby musician to a full-time career rapper, which is what hopefully we all want to be doing with our music. So another way, and number 9 way that you can promote your music online, is through podcasts. And podcasts, you can have your own podcast where you talk about your music, or you interview other musicians, or maybe you talk about pop culture things going on like Kim Kardashian and Kanye and whatever else pops into the news that day. Or you could go on other people's podcasts and you could do like a little press run. Like maybe you have your project coming out in a month. A great way to start to build hype for that is to just go on as many podcasts as possible. Reach out to people, be like, hey, I have this project coming up. Do you need people to be interviewed for your podcast? I would love to be on there, and we can talk about pretty much whatever you want, and if you don't mind, I'll just link people back to my project coming out at the end. That's a great way to get in front of new people, because people who listen to podcasts love to listen to things. And what do you do with music? You listen to it, that's right. So by getting in front of these people's ears, they now will find your music and get a little bit of insight into your personality, kind of like with the blog, because a podcast is going to interview you. They're going to talk to you. 9 times out of 10, they're not just going to be like, and this is the new song by da-da-da, play the song and you're gone. Like, they might do that. I don't know every podcast in this world, but 9 times out of 10 podcasts are going to interview you or talk to you or get to know you a little bit first on the podcast, which then gives people a little bit of a look into you and your personality. And the last way that you can promote your music online, well, not the last way, but the last way that I'm going to be talking about today, because the possibilities really are endless, is by having a personal website. And this kind of acts as like a main hub for your music, your pictures, your videos, your tour dates, contact information, everything about you is going to be on your personal website. And that basically, all your social media should link back to there. Like I said, all your videos, it literally acts as the center hub so your fans know where to go to check out all your information and know what's going down, stay up to date, stay connected. And the cool part is having a personal website is not hard to do or expensive. You can get a domain, which basically is just the name of what your website is, for like $8 on namecheap.com, which is super awesome. Like, I actually kind of think it's awesome to buy domain names. That's how I know I'm a nerd. I only have 3 right now, but it's like so cool, and it's just like it's almost like owning your own little personal real estate of the internet, so it's kind of cool. And then you would get a website designer app, or you could pay somebody to do it. I've always built my own websites. It's like a lot of the programs are either like $100 a year or like $10 to $15 per month, something like that. And they're usually really easy to understand. It's like drag and drop, like, oh, do you want to add a picture right here? Okay, cool. And now you upload the picture. Do you want to add a headline right here? Cool, add the headline. Do you want to add some text? Do you want to add a link to your music? Like, they're very simple. You can go to like Weebly. There's GoDaddy. I'm trying to think of what are some of the other ones that are out there. I personally use ClickFunnels for mine. ClickFunnels is a little bit more expensive, but there's a lot of added bonuses that I use and have in the software that makes it totally worth the money. But you can definitely find something like that that's going to help you to set up a website for cheap, and it's very simple and understandable. But I think every artist needs a website. Maybe not when they're first starting off, because you should be focused on really building the brand first and just kind of figure out who you are and who to promote to. But once you have those things established, I think every single artist should have a website to act as that home base for everything else that they put out on the internet. It should all kind of be like an octopus, where your website is the head of the octopus, and then like your social media is a tentacle, and then your YouTube's a tentacle, and your streaming platforms are a tentacle, and it kind of just branches out. Or you could use the example of a tree. You know what I mean, though, where basically that's the main hub, and then everything branches out, but eventually it all kind of comes back together so fans know where to find you and what to expect from you. There you go. That is 10 different places where you can promote your music online. Hopefully you guys found some new ones. I know putting this list together that I was not thinking about all these different places you could promote your music online. So this was a big help for me too. I'm going to start to take advantage of most of the ones on this list. I hope you do as well. If you want to learn more about marketing and take your music to the next level, we actually put together a course for independent rappers to show you guys in 6 easy to follow videos how you can go from ground zero to promoting your music like a pro and have fans obsessed with you, obsessed with your music, and ready to come along with you for your entire music journey. If you want to check that out, you can hit that in the description below, or like I said, go to musicalmarketing.com. Other than that, have a great rest of your day. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, drop a comment. Which one of these did you not know about and that you're going to take advantage of today? Because why would you not? Other than that, have a great rest of your day. Keep on promoting your music. Let's go to the next level. See you later.